obviously the boys will be disappointed with last week, but do you put that away quite quickly and move on to this week?
Yeah, definitely, like any game really. Assess what we did, work on it in training, try and implement it the following week. So we addressed the game. There were some things to come out of it which we need to improve on, particularly our second half. And we'll put that in place this week.
What about from the back half in particular? What kind of things were you guys in the back 6 or 7 most disappointed with?
Probably the ease with which Port Adelaide scored against. I think percentage of scores times in was something we've been good at the last couple of years, and we weren't as good on the weekend. So we just got to restrict scores in that area.
Is it more to do with more pressure coming from further up the field, stopping the supply getting in and making it easier and slower, giving you more time there?
Yeah, it's definitely a combination of the two. We need the mids and forwards putting on pressure, but we have to be better ourselves down back. Yeah, we need them, and we need to do our job ourselves as well.
Did they switch their structure in the second half when Dixon went in? They were a bit smaller up forward. Did that throw you guys out a bit with your couple of talls down there, or?
I don't think so. I just think we took our foot off the accelerator a bit. They probably played a bit better, and credit to them. So it's just something we have to be better at. I think no matter what look we're given from any team, we've got to adjust.
What about their forward half and the challenges they present? You've obviously played against the Giants a few times there.
Yeah, they've got some super players down there. Good balance of talls and smalls. They've got a lot of mids who go through there. Every week it's a unique challenge, and it's certainly a challenge this week against these guys.
You and your fellow defenders will be coming up against a pretty strong forward line with the likes of Cameron and Patton. Do you look forward to those sorts of challenges?
Yeah, definitely. They're a great side with a really strong forward line. As I said, every week presents a different, unique challenge, and we're going to have our work cut out this week.
The Swans pride themselves on having a very good defence, and obviously you're coming up against a good forward line. How big a factor does that match-up play in the Sydney Derby rivalry?
Yeah, it's pivotal, I think. Our backs versus their forwards, but all over the ground, I think we've got good players everywhere, and so do they. So, it's a good match-up, both our forwards, their defenders, vice versa, and the mids. Every part of the ground plays a big role.
And Toby Green could be back for them this week. Have you played on him much at all, if at all?
Yeah, I think he plays pretty high, so we sort of switch it around a bit, but obviously he's a big positive for them coming in.
You played each other a lot over obviously a couple of derbies a year, the finals. You've also played each other practice match, JLT. You must be really familiar with Cameron and Patton and these guys. Does that make your job easier or harder, or how do you look at it that way?
Yeah, I think it's the same for both sides. Like, we probably learn a lot about them, but they learn a lot about us. So I think the overall impact is probably neutralised. We know what they do, they know what we do, and we've played them plenty of times.
And these days you've got Stevie J as your attack coach, and he's obviously was part of their forward line for a couple of years. Any of you defenders knocking on the door and saying, give us a few tips?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something we can try to use to our advantage. What are they trying to do? He obviously was a part of their setup for a few years, and his footy knowledge is really good, so he's helped us out this week with that.
Mm-hmm. Have you had to cut him off from his alliances with? He's very close with Toby and a couple of the other boys, and still socialise with them. This week, does it?
Yeah, I hope he's probably cut back a little bit, but I'm not too sure.
It's the rookie list backline at the Swans. Do you take some sort of a pride in the fact that you've all come, probably with the exception of Mills, you have taken the long road to where you are in the AFL now?
I don't think it's something that you go out there and think about as such, but when you think about it now, obviously to come off a rookie list, you've got to do the hard yards early, and you've got to earn your spot. So I think that's good grounding for guys you play with who've done the hard work as well. So I think that's a good thing, yeah.
Are you expecting Sam Reid, Zach Jones, these guys to be available, or does it all come down to tonight?
I'd expect them to get through, but they still have to get through training, so we'll just see after that.
And having Sammy up there as another tall up forward, how big a boost would that be for you guys?
Yeah, he's a really good player. Reedy gives us a bit of a different look up forward. He's still good on ground level and played well in the GLT match, so it'll be good having him back, hopefully.
What about when he's often one that comes back late in quarters or once the team kicks 2 or 3 in a row? Did you miss that and notice it last week or since he's been out?
Probably haven't noticed as such. As I said before, it's sort of like the backs have to do their job. We don't want to rely on sending a Sam behind the ball or Isaac or whoever it is. We've got to get the job done ourselves. So I haven't necessarily missed him doing that role. But in saying that, it's good to have that option there for us if he does come in.
And what do you think the defence will have to do to shut down the likes of Jeremy Cameron?
We're going to have to fight pretty hard one-on-one, I reckon. We're going to have to rely on the mids and forwards putting on a lot of pressure as well. They're such a talented forward group. If they have good service and good delivery, they're going to be very hard to stop.
You overcame the Giants in that JLT pre-season match. How much confidence does that give the guys heading into round 3?
It's always good to win no matter where you play and when you play, but it's certainly a different kettle of fish this week. The in-season games to a JLT season is completely different, but we definitely want to put into place some of the stuff we did in that JLT game.